For those select few that are already initiated, you should already know what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty here in a minute, but what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, let me tell you a little something about me. Should you ever be up here in the forest somewhere or up on a mountain hiking on a trail and you happen to encounter me being attacked by a bear, you better help the bear. You done fucked around and clicked on some trill shit this time. And you ain't gotta say nothing. You better not do nothing. Just fine. And if you haven't smiled yet today, now will be the perfect time to do so. Right now. Right motherfucking now. It's about that time for you to open up your ear and let me crawl into your mind. One time. We finna get down to it. Yeah, man. Yeah, you fucking with the right one. What it was, y'all already know who it is, and y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge of Self. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight. And let me ask you something real fast. Have you ever wondered what other people think of you? Do you even care? Have you ever asked yourself what career would suit you best with the personality and the skill set that you possess? Oh, we finna touch on that now. Because it's with great pleasure that I present to you my series on the midheavens. And let me tell you something. It wouldn't even be right if we didn't start with the Aries midheavens, okay? Because they like to be first in all things. So without further ado, this right here. This a little something about those people that have their midheaven in Aries in their natal chart. And see, before I even go there, what I'm going to do first is give y'all a brief explanation on what the midheaven point is in your natal chart. Then after that, we'll talk a little bit about what the sign of Aries is all about. And then we're going to bring it to a culmination, a crescendo, and eventually a climax. And luckily for you, you tuned in with one of the coldest closers in the game. So, without further ado, let's get this thing cracking. And when it comes to the midheaven or the medium coeli in the chart, this is the 10th house cusp. And it's really the highest point in the chart in most astrological systems. So in essence, it's really the most public point in our chart. And in being so, it's also going to be one of the more public projections of our personality too. All right. And so by extension of that, it can also be representative of our social standing and our reputation and ultimately our career path too. But on a more deeper level than that, it kind of indicates what we aspire for, what we see as our duty and what authority and limits are about. All right. And that's why it plays such a pivotal role in how we live out our social station. See, this is our most visible achievements in the eyes of society. And in some instances, it can also speak to us, showing our long-term goals in life. But to fully understand the midheaven, we also have to understand its opposite point, okay, which is going to be the 4th house cusp or the Natal. And that's an indication of our roots and our heritage and where we come from. And this axis of the midheaven and the Natal, or the MC and the IC, is going to indicate the ways that we grow in life. So to sum it up, the sign on our midheaven is going to show our basic energy and approach towards dealing with the world. Whereas in planets in aspect to our midheaven are going to show qualities of our inner being that we wish to contribute to the world and that we wish to be fulfilled through our interaction with the general public. All right. And so when it comes to the sign of Aries, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, man. And it rules over the first house. It's ruled by the planet Mars. It rules over the head. Its symbol is the realm. And its mantra is, I am. And this is cardinal fire, man. And this energy likes to be first in all things because Aries is the leader of the pack, bro. And it's always going to be the first in line to get shit cracking, man. But to be honest with you, actually seeing shit through to conclusion, that's not what it does best right here. No, this energy prefers to initiate rather than complete. And it's all about rallying the troops and heading headfirst into battle. See, Aries oozes personal magnetism, man. And it isn't shy or timid. No. It's bold and it's in your grill. Okay. And it's pioneering and it's the epitome of strength and competitiveness. And so wherever Aries shows up in the chart, it's going to bring a jolt of energy and dynamism. And it can really bring about the dawning of a new day too. All right. And so when it comes to people that have this Aries midheaven, man, you're going to hear the term born leader getting thrown around a lot. And it's good with good reason too, man, because these are some of those fearless individuals who ain't afraid to go first. Never that. No, these are typically some of the most optimistic, playful, and confident motherfuckers that you'll ever meet. And they have unshakable self-esteem. And the majority of them don't give a damn what other people think about them either. And most people will never understand how powerful that can be in itself. For real. Plus, these are the type of people that, live for a challenge. And even if they already know that they're good at something, you know what I'm saying? They're never afraid to try something new because they thoroughly enjoy stepping out of that comfort zone and finding out what is or isn't right for them. Okay. And, so because of that right there, I just want y'all to know, man, most of these folks right here are gonna find their niches in life. And what's most beautiful about these folks in particular is the fact that they don't need anybody else's support for them to do their thing. No, they can thrive on their own. And to be real with you right here, they usually prefer to go it alone because they love their independence so much that they just have a severe distaste for even the thought of having to rely on the next motherfucker for anything. I mean, anything. Look, these are soldiers. And both literally in some cases and, spiritually. Because when they set their minds to something, they're unstoppable. I mean, absolutely unstoppable. These are fearless competitors with a powerful drive. And they might fall a lot of times, but they're always going to get up at least one more time than they fail. Believe that, man. And these natives right here despise weakness too. Because the last thing they ever want to be perceived as or categorized as is fragile. Okay. And so I've actually seen that a lot of Aries midheaven people will use their profession as a means to prove themselves to the world and let it be known. I'm a formidable force. Ain't nothing soft, weak, or hoish about me. No. I'm the truth. And I carry myself as such. And that's also why a lot of these folks choose to make such bold career statements in whatever it is they do. Whether it be as athletes or fighters or mercenaries or porn stars or CEOs, whatever the fuck it may be, man, it has to be something exciting to them. And they have to be able to call their own shots in at least some capacity because, one of the Aries midheaven's greatest strengths in life, man, is their ability to follow their gut instincts and intuition when they feel like that they need to. Okay. Because they can just automatically see where their ordinary organized protocols ain't going to cut it. They can just see that shit right there. So they always know when to take a more, renegade approach per se, man. And so in the event that it comes down to that, they ain't never gonna hesitate either. Oh no, these are go-getters in every sense of the word. And they have pioneering spirits and they ain't finna wait around for shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially for somebody else to take the initiative. Nor are they gonna, desire or expect help from the next motherfucker either though. All right. Because having Aries on the midheaven means having enough faith and confidence in yourself to move without the support of others. And it means being able to go where you want to go and do what you want to do with courage and conviction. Okay. And that's why these folks are such awesome leaders. And that's also why a lot of these folks can kind of be categorized as fearless competitors and fearsome defenders too. Okay. Because they don't just talk about it. Oh no, they are about it. And, unless this is harshly aspected or, being hampered down by some other placement, these ain't the type of people that are typically going to be like wallflowers either. As a matter of fact, with Libra on the nadir, these are usually going to be some of the more naturally outgoing individuals. And as kids, they were probably some of the more protective people who were always taking up for the other little kids that really weren't taking up for themselves. And, they were never really keen on defending themselves a lot. But if they caught somebody being bullied, hey, they were going to be the first one to step up and defend them. Like they going to be the ones that step up and say, hey, look, that ain't going down, man. And those same traits are going to mature with them right there. Okay, man. And it'll even translate into careers in law enforcement or the military too. All right. But also understand that they don't always have to do something combative with an Aries midheaven. That's not a must right here. It just has to be something exciting, like I said. And it has to be something that gives them a chance to get that adventurous, spirit that they have and that adrenaline that they have just pumping inside of them. So, I've seen action stars, firefighters, paramedics, emergency room doctors, surgeons, all kinds of people have this one right here, man. And to be honest, these are usually some of the more highly successful people that you'll ever come across. And that's just what it is. It's because they're willing to go for it. But before we go, I also need y'all to understand that all of that same fearlessness, passion, fire, and energy can also be a problem sometimes too. Because fearlessness can easily become recklessness. And that fiery spirit can have them jumping into situations that, they weren't necessarily ready for. Okay. Plus there's a certain assertiveness and attitude that comes with this that, it isn't just going to take orders for very long from somebody. They just can't do that, man. So there definitely can be some conflicts with authority with this Aries midheaven if they aren't allowed to do their own thing in at least some capacity and call their own shots in at least some capacity right here. Okay. And so if you're an Aries midheaven and you're watching this right here, the best thing you can do for yourself is just develop some fucking patience, man. Because that'll help with your relationships, and then that'll translate out into, everything else eventually. And hopefully it'll develop into some follow through too. Because once you got that down, man, I promise you, the world is your motherfucking oyster. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Angelina Jolie. You can ask Bill Gates. You can ask Elon Musk. You could ask Kanye. You could ask Stephen King. You could ask George W. Bush, not the daddy, the son, the second one that was the president. You could ask Richard Branson, because all those folks right there are Aries midheaven. And to make your midheaven work for you, I would always look at the planet that rules the sign that your midheaven is in. All right? Because that'll help you realize what else you got going on that could help you aspect this favorably. All right. And so, hey, man, you don't have to believe a word I just said, though. Because the truth of the matter is, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. Because we all have all this energy available to us in some capacity. It's up to you what you do with it. And really, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. And that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And this has been some priceless knowledge of self. If you fuck with me on any level, you should have already hit the like button. And if you haven't yet, it's not too late. And you could hit the dislike button too, because the world needs haters. And that's all right. All right. But just give me some type of interaction. Drop a comment, hit the like button. Let me know if you feeling this. Let me know if you ain't, whatever the fuck it is. All right. YouTube is about interaction. And in doing all this, it's not about ego. It's about algorithm. It just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you ain't trying to hear what I'm trying to say, at least let us get out to the next motherfucker who is. All right. And if you're interested in any astrological or numerological readings whatsoever, please don't get at me in my comments. Shoot me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. And I'm actually having a sale on all of my services for the next couple of weeks. So I would definitely encourage you to get at me ASAP, because I have limited spots available. Shoot me an email and I'll shoot you a price list, and then we're going to talk about it. All right. And the same thing goes if you want some merch, because I do have merch here. I got the hats, the hoodies, whatever you need. All right. But I can sell you all the merch you want, and you'll probably look fabulous in it. But what you got to understand is this type of swag that I got, this type of energy that I pack with me, it's got to be in you and not on you. So, let me put it in you.